Hey guys, what's up? In this tutorial I'll show you how to make a button like this so when you hover over it, it changes the background and it's not too difficult. So the first thing I'll do is open up Photoshop and I'll redo this for you. I'll say new and I'll just say 400 by 400 pixels. Okay. And I'm going to zoom in quite a bit. And importantly, look at this info box here. It's a little eye. You're going to need to use this. And if you click that little drop down tab and go to panel options, this is what I have on. I think document sizes, I guess I don't really need that. You just want this width and height thing. And you want to make a button that's even in size and like let's say 100 by 30. So if you multiply that by 2, it'd be, 200 by 60. And you'll see what I mean. I'm going to take the little rectangle tool. Well, I'll use the rounded rectangle. I have a radius of 4 pixels. And the mode it's set on is this one for raster art, not the vector art. And I have mine on anti-alias, and this will give us a little bit of shading on the edges, so this might make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to take that off. And watch these W and H values when you make your shape, and try to make it the size you want. I guess I'll do 120 by 30. Okay. And that's a perfect shape. If we had anti-alias on, we would do, let's say, 120 by 30. But this shape, if you zoom in even closer, it has little faded pieces on the corners. Sometimes it makes faded pieces on the top too, and the bottoms, so you won't get the exact perfect size you wanted. So I'm just going to use this plain raw looking one here, and I'm going to hold Alt and duplicate it, and you want to move it so that it's touching the other one. I'll hit Control U, add some color. I'll do this one, I guess blue again. And all I did was right click and add some blending options. I did a gradient and I set the transparency real low. And I'll copy the layer style, paste the layer style, good. And then we just have to crop this image. So this is really 2 buttons in one image, but we're only going to show one piece of it at a time. The benefit of this is also that you only have to load one image file, and you will not see the white blink when another image has to load. So I'll save this for web and devices and as a PNG so that it has a transparent background. You could save it as a GIF since this doesn't have anti-aliased edges if you want. And I'll call this button2.png. And over in our HTML, I'll say a class equals button, href equals nowhere, and I'll get rid of our previous one we had here and retype this. So what we have is a.button, and we'll say background URL is button2.png, and we'll do no repeat. So on the page I'll hit refresh, and we have this little button here. We can see the backgrounds in there just barely, and an anchor is an inline element and we need to make that a block. So I'll do display block. You could also do display inline block if you like. I suppose I'll do that so that I can put a couple next to each other, and I'll show you what I mean. Here's display inline block. It puts them side by side, but they're still blocks. Or if you just did display block, it takes up a whole line. I'll just do inline block. And we'll do width, height, and let's look at our image again. I'll hit Control A to select all, and the width stays the same, 120. The height is 60, and we only want to show half, so 60 divided by 2 is 30. So the height will be 30 pixels, the width 120 pixels. and refresh. We're almost there. And I'll say font size is 12 pixels, color is black, text align will be center, and refresh. I don't want that little underline there either, so I'll do text decoration is none. And I'm going to do some padding on the top to try to move it down a little bit, so I'll do padding. Top will be 8 pixels. And anytime you add padding, you have to subtract it from the overall dimension, so I'll put height down to 22. There we go. And the next part, A dot button and the Suedo class of hover. And I'll do background position is 0, -30 pixels. So it's using the same background here, and it's going to move it to 0, 30, -30. And there we go. That's pretty easy to do, and it looks really classy. Thanks for watching, guys.